Hey everyone! Here's a glimpse into how and why we should use peer and self-assessment. Some similarities these assessments have is that they're both formative assessments that inform next steps, improve understanding of criteria, and create a culture of learning. Keep in mind, these aren't assessments that should be used to determine final grades. Some of the pros of peer assessment include collaboration and improved teamwork. It also helps students better understand what needs to be done to accomplish something. Unfortunately, it doesn't necessarily increase student learning or self-regulation of learning. Effective self-assessment directly impacts student learning and overall success. It teaches students to apply criteria to their own work, and it also helps them regulate how far they are from the goal and the intermediate steps involved in getting there. You can start by teaching students to look at a set of criteria and compare it to their own work, and then use that information to determine next steps. In order to maximize the effectiveness of self-assessment, teachers need to teach students how to understand and identify criteria, then give feedback on their feedback, and then provide opportunity and time to use that feedback. In addition to the tips mentioned for self-assessment, it's important during peer assessment to make sure it's an emotionally safe environment where students assess the work, not the students. Start with self-assessment first. Choose a concept or skill students know well, and then have them develop the criteria for it. Students' initial attempts at feedback on self-assessments may be general or vague. You can help improve their clarity by asking for more description. Keep a close eye to see that student self-assessments are relevant, thoughtful, clearly expressed, explain why, and include the next steps. Students require practice and time to become master self-assessors. Some ways to do this are exit passes and journal entries. Now that your students have a handle on self-assessment, try peer assessment. Describe the work, showing a strength, a challenge, and where it can be found in their work, and then listen to their peers' responses. Here's a fun little highlighter assessment activity. Using a rubric, highlight the criteria met and match it with the same color highlight on the actual work. What does a classroom look like that uses effective peer and self-assessment, you may ask? Well, students are regularly asked to assess their own work. They monitor and create their own goals. They can articulate their strengths and challenges, and they treat mistakes like opportunities. All right, everybody. Now it's time for you and your students to try peer and self-assessment.